It is 2 o'clock a.m., that strange hour of the night when the world feels paused, when the day has fully disappeared but morning still feels impossibly far away, and when silence itself seems louder than any noise you hear during daylight. The house is completely still, not in a comforting way, but in that heavy, hollow way that makes you feel even more awake, as if the quiet is pressing in on you. The only sounds breaking that stillness are the slow, relentless ticking of the clock on the wall, each second stretching longer than the last, and the low, steady hum of the refrigerator somewhere in the darkness, quietly reminding you that time is still moving even though sleep refuses to come. You are lying in bed, staring at the ceiling, watching shadows barely shift as your eyes struggle to stay closed. Your body feels heavy, almost weighed down, like every muscle has finally reached its limit after a long day, yet your mind refuses to follow. Your eyes burn with exhaustion, not the sharp sting of sudden tiredness, but the deep, aching fatigue that builds after hours of trying and failing to rest. Your shoulders feel tight, your lower back aches slightly when you shift positions, and your legs feel restless, as if they cannot fully relax no matter how still you lie. Every part of your body is sending the same quiet message again and again, almost pleading now, "Please just let me sleep." But your brain does not listen because instead of slowing down, it is wide awake, alert, and restless, jumping from one thought to another as if it is afraid to miss something important. Your mind begins replaying conversations from years ago, moments you thought you had already moved past, words you wish you had chosen differently, decisions you still question only at night when there is nothing else to distract you. Then, without warning, your thoughts jump forward into the future, worrying about tomorrow, about appointments you need to remember, about responsibilities waiting for you in the morning, about health concerns, family issues, or things you feel you should be handling better. And sometimes, even when there is nothing specific to worry about, your brain still refuses to turn off, leaving you stuck in a state of alertness with no clear reason why. You turn onto your side, hoping a different position will help, then onto your back, then to the other side again. You adjust the pillow, fluffing it, flattening it, sliding it under your neck, then pulling it away. You pull the blanket up for warmth, then push it back down when it feels too heavy. You close your eyes and tell yourself quietly but firmly, just relax, just go to sleep. Yet the harder you try to force rest, the more awake you seem to become. If this feels familiar, if you recognize yourself in this moment, it is important that you hear this clearly, because it matters far more than you may realize. What you are experiencing is not a personal failure, it is not a lack of discipline, and it is certainly not a sign that something is wrong with you. You are not weak, you are not broken, and you are not alone in this experience, even though it often feels lonely when you are the only one awake in the middle of the night. Difficulty sleeping, especially as we get older, is one of the most common struggles people face, yet it is rarely talked about openly. Millions of capable, intelligent, responsible adults deal with this exact situation night after night, lying awake in the dark, wondering why their body feels exhausted while their mind refuses to rest. Many of these people were told or simply came to believe that this is just what happens with age, that lighter sleep is normal, that waking up at night is inevitable, and that needing less sleep is simply part of getting older. That idea sounds reasonable, and it sounds scientific, but it is not true. Your body still needs deep, restorative sleep now just as much as it did years ago. And in many cases, quality sleep becomes even more important as we age because it directly affects balance, memory, mood, pain levels, immune strength, and your ability to feel steady and confident during the day. Sleep is not a luxury or a reward for a good day. It is a biological necessity that your body depends on to function properly. The real problem is not that you suddenly need less sleep. The real problem is that your sleep system has changed over time. Think of sleep like a switch in your brain. When we are younger, that switch flips easily at night, allowing calming chemicals like melatonin to rise naturally, signaling the nervous system that it is safe to shut down and rest. But over years of stress, responsibility, routine, and biological changes, that switch can become less responsive, almost as if it has lost its sensitivity. Melatonin production may weaken, while stress hormones like cortisol stay active longer than they should, keeping your nervous system slightly alert even when your body is clearly tired. This creates a frustrating mismatch where your muscles feel heavy and worn out, but your brain remains on high alert, scanning for problems and refusing to let go. And here is something incredibly important that most people are never told. This is not your fault. Your body is not failing you and it is not betraying you. It is simply responding to years of patterns and signals that it has learned to follow. The good news and the part that truly matters is that this system can be retrained. You do not need strong sleeping pills that leave you groggy, unsteady, or disconnected the next day. You do not need expensive gadgets, complicated routines, or drastic changes to your life. What you need is to gently remind your nervous system how to feel safe enough to rest again by speaking the language it understands. Tonight, I am going to guide you through 5 powerful, science-backed techniques designed to work with your body instead of against it. These techniques do not force sleep or pressure your mind to shut down. Instead, they create the conditions your body needs to allow sleep to happen naturally. They work by slowing your heart rate, quieting racing thoughts, and releasing physical tension you may not even realize you are holding. One of these techniques is used by doctors to calm anxiety. Another gently interrupts nonstop thinking, and one was developed to help soldiers fall asleep under extreme conditions. If these methods work there, they can absolutely work for you, right here in your own bed. The first technique works because breathing is one of the few things you can consciously control that directly affects your heart rate and nervous system. When you lie awake at night, your breathing often becomes shallow and slightly faster without you noticing, which quietly tells your brain to stay alert. By slowing your breathing and extending your exhale, you send a clear signal that there is no danger and that it is safe to relax. As you lie in bed, place the tip of your tongue gently behind your upper front teeth, exhale slowly through your mouth, then inhale quietly through your nose, hold briefly, and release the air again, allowing your shoulders, jaw, and chest to soften with each breath. After several cycles, your heart rate slows, your muscles begin to loosen, and your thoughts lose their urgency, allowing sleep to feel closer instead of further away. The second technique works because many people carry tension into bed without realizing it, holding tightness in their legs, shoulders, jaw, and lower back even while lying still. By deliberately tightening and then releasing each muscle group, you teach your brain the difference between tension and relaxation. As your muscles let go, they send a powerful message to your nervous system that it is safe to shut down, making it much harder for your mind to stay alert. The third technique addresses the racing mind by giving it something boring and harmless to focus on instead of worries. Rather than trying to stop your thoughts, which often backfires, you gently confuse the brain by thinking of random, unrelated images tied to a simple word. This mimics the fragmented thinking that naturally occurs just before sleep and helps the brain drift instead of fight. The fourth technique works by removing the mental burden of remembering everything. When you write your worries down and assign each one a next step, you tell your subconscious mind that the information is safe and does not need to be held overnight. This simple act allows the brain to release its grip and rest. The fifth technique combines full body relaxation with mental stillness, guiding the entire nervous system toward shutdown. By relaxing the face, dropping the shoulders, slowing the breath, and focusing on a neutral mental image, the body and mind begin to disengage together, often allowing sleep to arrive within minutes. Finally, temperature plays a quiet but powerful role in sleep. Your body needs to cool slightly to initiate rest, and while warmth feels comforting, a room that is too warm can prevent sleep from starting. A cooler room combined with warm blankets and warm feet creates the ideal balance, signaling to the brain that nighttime has arrived and that it is safe to let go. If you found this helpful, save it because sleep is something we relearn gradually, and there may be another night when you need this reminder. Be patient with yourself because your body wants to sleep and it is not working against you. It simply needs the right signals to remember how. Thank you for trusting me with something as personal and important as your rest. I truly hope this brings you peace, comfort, and the deep sleep you deserve. Good night, sleep well, and I will see you in the next video.